For those of you who played the Fire Emblem series, or the Super Smash Brothers, we're all familiar with Robin by now. You know, the guy with the sword. But what if I tell you that sword actually had a tragic making? The making of that sword is very horrible. And I'm about to tell you what it's made out of. Let me explain. So if you play Super Smash Brothers or Fire Emblem, you've definitely seen this sword, the Levin sword. But what you don't know is that it's actually made out of Pikachu's tail. Let me tell you how. If you look at the Levin sword is a sword that's made out of metal that shoots electricity. And Pikachu's tail is shaped like the Levin sword, and it's also full of electricity. Now, one proof of this is that the zigzag on the Levin sword and Pikachu's tail match exactly. If you count, there's exactly 7 zigzags across the sword and the tail. I know you're now wondering, how can the Levin sword be metal and be made out of Pikachu's tail when Pikachu is a living being? The reason why Pikachu's tail is made out of metal is because he can also learn Iron Tail. So this must mean that while he's doing Iron Tail, somebody just randomly cut his tail off and shaped it into a Levin sword. I want to know who. And I know you're also wondering, there are many swords that Robin used throughout his game, but how come he could only shoot electricity through the Levin sword and not any other sword? And I also got to explain that too. I understand. The way it shoots electricity is because of the light bulb. Notice how on the Levin sword you can see a yellow orb in the middle of it. Well, what if I tell you that was the light bulb that's only exclusive to Pikachu in the Pokemon game? This really makes sense if you really think about it. In the Pokédex entry, it clearly says it's an electrical orb that shocks whoever touches it. So if that orb is in the sword is made out of metal, that is a pretty deadly attack. So in a way, the Levin sword is not magic, it's just Pikachu's tail being used as an electricity sword. Now let me tell you the story of how it even became what it is. It all started with Team Rocket. This is what they did. Remember that episode when they cut the Slowpoke's tail back in the Pokemon Johto League? Well, they did the same thing, except they cut off Pikachu's tail. And they found it extremely useful to make it out of metal if they knew Iron Tail. So they made them learn Iron Tail, then cut off their tail. Then Anna, from the Fire Emblem series, happened to went on a dimensional trip and landed in a Pokemon universe. Disguised herself as Nurse Joy and brought a bunch of those Pikachu's metal tail without knowing it was made out of Pikachu's tail. Went back to her world and gave it to the craftsman. Craftsman made it into a sword, and on top of that, she somehow managed to get light balls with her. Combine the two, and voila, there's the Levin sword. And somewhere along the trip, Robin probably just went and brought it there without knowing that it's made out of Pikachu's tail. Tragic.